This is my third video recorded today. Or second. Third. It's my third video. And I'm on a roll. But this is probably gonna be my last one just because I don't have a video in my mind that I want to record next. I'm not sure what I want to do next. But this video I actually just thought about yesterday, so I figured why not just get it out there. This is a video on the brushes, my most used makeup brushes. I have a can right here, and these are all the brushes that I use all the time. They stay here even when they're clean. They're in here. When they're dirty, they're in here. I have two other things, one with eye brushes and one with face brushes, but this is the one, like the brushes I used every time I'm doing my makeup, mostly all the time. So I'm just gonna talk about my everyday most used makeup brushes. I'm not gonna go in any specific order. I'm just gonna pick them out the little brush holder and talk about it. So the first one I picked up is this large fluffy dual fiber brush. Luckily I cleaned all these brushes yesterday, so we're good to go in this video. But this is a large fluffy dual fiber brush. It is not even a name brand, nothing. I got it from this store around me called Harmon's, and the reason why I got it is because I have dual fiber brushes, but they're small, you know, things that you use for blending out cream contour or highlight or blush, you know, they're small. I wanted a big one to, every time, you know, for every step that I do a makeup, I want to blend and blend, like how Nicole Guerrero does. She has this big fluffy dual fiber brush and she just blends out all her makeup to make sure there's no harsh lines. That's why I wanted this. So that's why I got this. It works perfectly fine. It does the job. It's soft, it's big, it's fluffy. It has not even shed on me yet. Oh wait, there's something here. Style Works. Can you guys see that? It says right there on the barrel, it says Style Works. I don't know if you guys can see that. But I'm sorry about my nose too. I'm a little stuffed. So yeah, this is just a fluffy dual fiber brush, which I love to use to just blend out my blush and my contour. I'm sorry. If I look down, it's because Bay is here. Can you say hi to camera? Hi, everybody. He's playing on my feet, like biting my feet and my shoes, so that's why I keep looking down. But yeah, so this is just what I use to blend out my blush, contour, everything. The next brush, it's this Sedona Lace large fluffy tulip contour brush, which I use to pat on my powder. That's what I use this for. I used to use this to bronze, which is a beautiful blush to bronze, but I recently started using it to just, you know, set my face with my powder, and I absolutely love it. Like I said, it does the job for bronzing your face as well. I don't really like to use it for contour just because I feel like it's very big and fluffy. Like, I'll use a more precise brush for contour, which I will show you next. And then I would go in with this one in my bronzer color and just kind of further blend out the contour and as well as bronze up my face. But most recently, I've been using this to set my face. And okay, so the next brush I'm going to talk about is the contour brush that I use, which is the Real Techniques contour brush. I absolutely love this brush to contour. It's not too precise or too sharp, I guess you can say, where it will give me such a harsh line, but it is very nice and like in a domed shape, which I love. So when I contour, it's just absolutely beautiful. It gets in the hollows of my cheek perfectly, and I can also blend it out a little bit just because it does have that fluff right here. So I absolutely love this Real Techniques contour brush. The next brush I'm going to talk about, I recently started using, is the Sedona Lace 609 brush, and this is just an angled kabuki brush. I used this recently to contour, and I do like it. I do like my Real Techniques brush better, but I do like this one as well. It does do the job, in case you guys have it out there and don't have this one, or vice versa. It does do the job perfectly fine. You can also use it for blush, which I have done. Just a little blush on the cheeks. I have done that as well. So this is very, very versatile. The next brush, another Sedona Lace brush. I love Sedona Lace. The next brush I use from Sedona Lace is the 480 brush, and it's just a round kabuki brush, which I use for blush. Just because my face has this shape where some brushes I can't use for blush because it's too much. But with this one, I just tap it into the product and just kind of tap it into my face and slowly start to, like, you know, just blend it out a little bit, and it works beautifully. So I love this Sedona Lace, again, 480 brush, the round top kabuki. Now the next brush I'm going to talk about is the e.l.f. blush brush, which looks like this. I do not use this for blush at all. I actually use it to set my under eye concealer, which it is perfect for because of this point right here. Can you guys see that? It is perfect to get right there in the inner corner and just tap on the product just like this. So this e.l.f. blush brush is the best to set the under eye concealer. It just fits in. It fits in like it was meant to be just for this. You know what I mean? And it is soft, and it's $3. $3, so you cannot go wrong with that. The next brush I'm going to talk about, I think I am going in order. First, I'm doing face brushes. The next brush I'm going to talk about is the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush, which I've used for this look, which there is a tutorial on, so check that out. It's my no makeup tutorial, but this is good for blending out concealer. The only thing is you can't buff it out or blend it out. You have to pat it in order for this to work the way it's supposed to. You have to pat it in. I've also used this to have a sharp contour and then had another brush to blend it out, and I've also used this to put on highlight. So again, another very versatile brush, but it's also amazing and also $3. So the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush is definitely a great brush. Now I have this e.l.f. Professional Foundation Brush, which obviously I don't use to apply my let me not get ahead of myself. This is the e.l.f. Professional Foundation Brush. The only thing that I use this brush for is when I have concealers that need to be mixed because one shade is dark or one shade is light or whatever it may be. I put it in a compact that I have, and I use this to kind of blend the foundations together and just apply it on my face, and then I go in with my beauty blender or a buffing brush, whatever, and then buff in the foundation. But this is just to apply it on my face if need be, which is a great brush for that. Again, e.l.f. Professional Foundation Brush. Now, eye brushes. I'm going to talk about 3 blending brushes that I have. They're these 3 right here. This one, I got it from Haute Look. I can't remember the name of the company, so I'm so sorry for that. I have to sneeze so much. Okay, so again, talking about the 3 blending brushes that I use most often. This is Sedona Lace EB13 brush, which is great for me to use to put in my transition color because it's big and fluffy and it has these little dual fibers at the end. It's just absolutely amazing for me to do the transition shade. I also use this. Actually, look, this is what I use for my transition shade, right? And then if I need another crease color, I go in with this one, which I got from Haute Look, and I cannot remember the name of the brand that these brushes come from, but it is known. I just can't. I think it's Crown brushes. I'm not sure, but I use this if I want, say, another, you know, crease color or whatever it may be, and I'll go back and forth with these 2 to blend it. Mainly this one to blend because this is the one that I use for my transition shade, so it doesn't have such a dark, such a dark shade on it. So if I have this brush that I put in with a darker crease color, I will go back in with this one and just use it as well to blend out, so make sure there's no harsh lines. And then for this one, this is a Sonia Kashuk brush, and it's also a blending brush. It's so fluffy and so soft, and I love to use this when, say, I have a black or a dark brown or something in the outer V and it needs to be blended out. I would go in with this one and blend it out, just because since it's so not tightly packed, I guess you can say, it really blends out the color beautifully. So these 3, Haute Look, Sonia Kashuk, no, Haute Look, Sedona Lace, and then Sonia Kashuk. These 3 blending brushes are definitely always being used by me. Now for shader brushes, I have 2 e.l.f.'s and 1 Sedona Lace. These 2 e.l.f.'s, I'm pretty sure they're the same brush, just for like different collections, I guess. So this one is a little bit better made. So like I was saying, these e.l.f. shader brushes I love to use for many different reasons. Again, another very versatile brush. brow bone highlight has been used by me with this brush. Just a shade on the lid, as well as blending out the lower lash line and placing a color on the lower lash line to make it look very smoky. These brushes are very, very good. This one was $1 and it's still holding on super strong, and I've had it for a while and it barely sheds. For $1, this is a great brush. I don't like every brush they have for the $1. Actually, very minimal brushes that they have from the $1 that I like, but this is definitely one of them, and I would purchase 100 of them because they're only $1, and it's been lasting me such a long time, still going strong, like I said, and barely any shedding. And now this shader brush, Sedona Lace EB11 brush, just a flat shader brush which I use to pack on pigment or to pack on sparkly shades where I need to spray with a little bit of Fix Plus and just really make it look like a nice foiled eyeshadow. This is what this is mainly used for. So it's pretty simple. I'm sure everybody has one. So yeah, this is my Sedona Lace EB11. Like I said, great brush. Now I'm gonna go in with my definer brushes. This one is from BH Cosmetics, and this one I actually use to put powder on my eyebrows. It's weird, I know, especially since the shape is not. These two flat definer brushes, they're a little bit different in size. As you can see, the pink one is a little taller than the e.l.f. one, which again is $1. And the main thing I use this for is to pack on a color and put it very close to my lower lash line. So that's what I use this for. Very simple brushes. Yeah, very simple. Like I said, this one was $1 from e.l.f. and this is a BH Cosmetics flat definer brush. Now this brush right here is very weird. It is no brand, no nothing. It's came in a pack of like 5, you know, like this one and like 4 little ones, for like $5. So it's a very cheap brush. So like I was saying about this brush, a very cheap brush who surprisingly has not shed on me yet, but I really just like to use this brush for one main reason. I mean, I can use it for other reasons, like dusting on a little bit of blush, but the main thing I like to do it is to dust on a bronzer like the Betty Luminizer in I'm sorry, I keep looking at my rabbit. Which is a very sparkly shade. I like to swirl my brush in here and actually just dust it on my face to kind of give my face a glow, like that J-Lo glow, and I'll just use that to dust it on my face. So that's the only thing that I use this brush for, really. Now the last two brushes, again, another e.l.f. one and another BH Cosmetics one. This brush right here, they put it, I'm pretty sure they put it as a crease brush, but for me it's too dense. It doesn't blend out. It's too hard for it to be a crease brush. But what I do use it for is when things like Max Painterly Paint Pot, you know, an eye base, I do use this to go swivel into the pot and kind of place the eye bases on my eyes. This is the only thing that I use this for, really. And then last but not least is this e.l.f. This e.l.f. brush, which is a very small pointy brush. I'm pretty sure they called this an eyeliner brush, but what I really use it for is sometimes to put a little inner corner highlight, which this brush is very good for, or even use it to, for example, which is funny, I actually do use it for a little eyeliner. I will dip this in a black eyeshadow, very black eyeshadow, the Wet n Wild single little black eyeshadow. I'm pretty sure it's called like Black Panther, something like that. The best black eyeshadow, and it's like 89 cents. I would dip this in there and kind of line my top lash line, especially because I don't like to do liquid liner just because I'm not great at it yet. So I'll put a little bit of this, line my top lash line, kind of blend it out, and it'll give me that smoky liner look that I love. So this is a great brush for that. Oh, that wasn't the last brush. This brush I'm hesitant to talk about, but I am gonna put it in here just to put it in here. This brush actually came in the Anastasia Self-Made palette. So the reason why I was hesitant, because not everybody has that palette, so I didn't want it to be like, you know, if you don't have this, then how can you do your makeup, you know? But it is a dual-ended brush. It came in the Self-Made palette, like I said, and this end right here, this is what I use for inner corner highlight all the time. And this right here, this fluffier part, I'll use it to maybe blend down my inner corner highlight, or sometimes I would even use it to blend out the brow bone highlight. So those are all my brushes. I hope you guys enjoyed this little rambly video. I just wanted to let you guys know some of the brushes I use because most of them are all drugstore. So that's the main reason why. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.